Welcome back, fellow model railroaders, to my latest project, and as you know, it is a Rapido U25B. You know that from the title of the video. I bought this without a sound decoder from Tony's Train Exchange. They had their Christmas sale last week, and I am going to put a 21-pin Economy Soundtraxx decoder in there. I bought this primarily because it was on sale and I've been looking for a U25B, and yeah, they had it on sale. They didn't have one with the decoder in it, just this one without. And I prefer actually the Soundtraxx decoders for most of my engines. They either have Economy or Tsunami 2s. So let's break into this baby and see what we have. I notice a couple of things to start with. First of all, you can see the speed recorder cable is sticking up on the outside. And I don't know where it's supposed to go. Is it supposed to go up into the frame somewhere? I don't see a hole there. Anyways, the other thing I notice is that we're missing a pilot step right there. That came off in transit somewhere. So that needs to be re-glued, but that's not critical. Let's first open her up and see what we have here. And I believe we need to remove the couplers first. So we'll do that. I told myself I was going to place marks on my work pad here, the green pad, so I'd know when I was in or out of camera range, but did I? No. Screws are out. Couplers. Well, if it's not a Katy coupler, at least it's got metal couplers. So let's take those out. And I think the next step will be removing the shell. I hope. You know, if all else fails, read the instructions, Belcher. Okay. All right, if I'd read the instructions beforehand, in their usual silly fashion, they say, if you were in zero gravity, that would just come right apart. But if you do have gravity, there we go. There's a lot of weight there on the cab end. Okay, what do we have? 21 pins right there. So that's where we're going to plug in. Trying to see what other goodies we have here. I got to do something. Oh, there's where the speed recorder cables go up through a notch in the frame. those two. And there's the one that was out of place right there. And there's a little notch right there. Okay. So these are contacts for the headlights and taillights, I presume. These are, I presume, the marker lights here. Those two there. And I think we have LEDs for the rear marker lights as well. And I assume this is the speaker right here. Right now I don't have a speaker to put in there. I'm thinking about putting a scale sound speaker in. I was looking at their website and listening to their website. And their speaker sounds much better than these. How do you take it out? It looks like it's screwed in from the bottom. Okay. Well, let's move on with the process here. I'm not here to dissect it, only to see what we need to do to put our decoder in. Oh, okay. There's why there's weight in the front end, right there in the walkway. Battery boxes under the cab. And there's weights back there. All right, 21 pin connector here. Come on. Yeah, simply remove the dummy connector board. There we go. And replace it with the soundboard of your preference. Now when it comes to programming the decoder, I'm assuming we're going to have to do some funky stuff to get... This probably doesn't have enough outputs. It says it has 6 outputs. I don't know. How many we're going to need? And open the package. And slide our decoder out like that. And make sure that we have, yep. So there's our blank plug here at this corner and right up here. So it goes in like that. There we go. Down gently on top. And before I put the shell back on, I'm going to take this over and test it on the test track. All right, well, look. Well, listen, I should say. I hear noise. Let's see. My decoder and my throttle. Let's set it for number 3. It's almost loud enough. And it won't make any difference to turn on the headlights, I don't believe. Nope. Now let's see if it goes forward and backwards. Goes forward. What was that about? Backwards, reverse. Alright. Next process. Let's get a sound that's more appropriate to this locomotive. And that would be the GE FDL16 prime mover. So I need to program on the main. Am I getting reflection off there? Visible now. Let's program on this program track. Enter. I want to do... Let's just read out in page mode first. Manufacturer 141, correct. Decoder version 70, correct. Setup address, let's do that. Setup for short address 3 right now. That's fine, I don't care. No, I don't want that address. So I'm going to hit enter. I want to set up the long address, which will be 2511. Come on. 2511. Enter. Activate, yes. Set configurations. No, we don't do that. Nope. Nope. Oh, CVs. Here we go. Prime mover. We need to do 123. CV 123 to value 3. And let me think. What else do we want to do? Master volume. I think I could turn that down a little bit. Let's do 128 as master volume. And what is it currently? Yeah, I'm waiting. 192. That's pretty high. So let's go. We'll try 150. That's probably going to be too high too. Air horn volume, bell volume. I didn't hear that. The horn. That is CV 120. What is it? How about a Leslie S3L? I don't know. Try it. 14. Let's see what it sounds like now. That's not a bad volume. Okay, back over the workbench and see what happens when we put the shell on. Okay, back from the workbench, and now I think all we have to do is put the shell on. Just FYI, it says if you want to put a crew in the cab, and I'm sure that would make it look really nice, but it looks pretty busy in there as it is. If you want to put a crew in the cab, you remove the handrails from the cab all the way around, and then it says squeeze it and pull up gently. Don't pull too fast because the LEDs for the cab are wired up there. I can see them. Is there enough light to see up in there? They go up into the cab up there. And that would be for your headlights, your number boards, and does this have... Yeah, and the gauges. All right. Let's slide it back, slide the shell back into place. And as it goes into place, I need to make sure that the speed recorder cables go in at the same time and don't come out. So this is the guy that was given. There was a problem before, and he just popped out again. The ones were all in place on the other side. Stay in there. Oh, I know. I bet those weights up in the battery boxes are causing the problem. Yeah, wish me luck. I'll bring you back when this is done, because having somebody looking over my shoulder while I'm trying to do this kind of stuff gets me. Well, while I'm at it, I thought I'd do a little bit of dry brush weathering on the truck's underframe. And later on, what I'll do is probably do the same. This is rail brown, and I will airbrush some on the trucks here. Don't know how steady I can get my hand to be here. Pilot steps. So you get the point. I'll do more weathering, probably not today. I mean, this is a brand new engine. I don't want to look like it just stepped out of the paint shop, but I don't want it to look like a wreck either. Just dry brush some of the highlights, the steps, the bell, things like that, so they pop out a little bit more from the all black. Needless to say, those pilots get abused. Lots of gunk, mud, water, rust, rocks, you name it. The steps. Lots of people, oops, there I go, bumping again. Lots of crew members walking up and down the steps. Let's make it look like somebody's been here before. The walkway should probably get something, like some oil spills and things like that. I'm trying to get just dry brushing. I want to hear what it sounds like. How about you? Let's get back on the test track. If I can get the cap on this bottle. That bottle of Floquil Rail Brown is, I don't know, 35 years old, I'm guessing. Okay, so the lights, the headlights and backup lights are working. Number board lights are not working, and the class lights aren't working. So I gotta figure out the the functions those are. And get them working right. Prime movers maybe just a little bit loud to my taste. I want to program in, however, a few things that I like to have on my engines. The first is, let's do the acceleration. So we'll go to program on the main, I guess. CV number 3, acceleration. And I like to have a value of 40. So it has a fair amount of acceleration. And then number 4 is deceleration, and I'm going to set that to 20. Now, the other thing I like to put in is brake squeal. So I want to have 198 set to 12. And then I should be showing you this on the controller. 198 to 12, and then 196 to 5. 196 to a value of 5. Just going to hit escape. See how this sounds. Now, to my ears, that's a little bit loud on the squeal, the brake squeak. So I'm going to decrease the volume on that. There's my screen. I'm going to go back on the program on the main, engine 2511, CVs. I want to go to 139. CV 139, and I'm going to set that to a low number, somewhere around 5 or 10. I don't remember what I've been doing lately. We'll find out. That's better. A little bit subtle. I just want to be able to know it's there. Alright, now I have the class lights and the number board lights working. I don't know which of the functions those were. I turned on everything, FX3, 4, 5, and 6. And I have those lights on the front, and I have the number boards on the rear lit. I don't see the class lights working on the rear. Interesting. So maybe to get some of the other functions, like I can't see if the cab lights are on or not. I don't think so. To get the other functions, I'm going to need a Tsunami 2, which will give me upwards of 8 functions versus 6 here. Alright, at this point, I think I've got everything done that I wanted to get done. I need to do some function mapping. I probably will hook the class lights and the headlights together so I don't have to jump all the hoops to get through to the higher functions, the F24, 5, and 6. every time I fire up the engine. But we'll see. That can happen down the line. I'll run it a little bit at the club and see how things work out. Well, anyways, I think that's it. As I said already, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, you liked what was happening, leave a thumbs up down below, please. If you'd like to see more videos like this, leave some comments or suggestions down below. And you can subscribe too. Oh, that's an idea. Well, anyways, have fun with your trains and take care out there. Bye for now. I decided to put a little bit more in the video on weathering, and so to that end, this is a makeup kit. I bought it at a dollar store somewhere, don't remember. It's nice. It has this little applicator thing, and so what I can do is, you can see my favorite color of eyeshadow, and gunk up the walkway. And the train crew's walking up and down. And the mechanics, for that matter. How are the steps? Well, the steps have some rust on them. That's okay. The one problem with using mascara, I found, is that it has a slight sparkle to it, which isn't terribly realistic, but just don't look so close.